Alright, what's up guys? So day 325. So what do we want to talk about today? So let's talk about mastering one's movement. So for myself and for anyone else really, to master a movement, how long does it take? I don't have the answer for that. I feel as though if I'm able to achieve my 50 reps in a row, then I'm happy to start claiming that I'm not a master, but I'm getting close to becoming a master. If I'm not able to achieve these 50 pull-ups in a row, I'm no way in any manner happy to claim that, you know, I'm even close to being a master at the movement itself. I know just because you're able to achieve 50 reps, it doesn't always claim that or, you know, acknowledge that you're a master, but for myself, that if I'm able to achieve these 50 reps, it means that I've achieved a goal that I've claimed to achieve, that I've set to achieve, and additionally, I've learned so much throughout the journey itself. I don't want to essentially stop at 50 reps. I want to be comfortable with achieving these 50 reps is my new goal. Once I have achieved my 50 reps in a row, I want to improve on it. So, and I will. Essentially, I will. I think sometimes it's breaking that barrier, and the fact that I've set that goal to 50, it's essentially made things a little bit harder for myself. I believe from the get-go, if I set it to 60, I may have achieved my desire already. But because I've set something where it's so close in reach, and I've essentially put my fingertips on it but fell off, I really need to hit it. And obviously I know I can hit it, so tonight you'll see my video, the video from last night. Sorry, it's all mishmash, but the titles will do it a little bit more justice to where I'm talking about in terms of what day is what. So I essentially went to the gym last night / tonight. From what you'll see is last night, but I'm talking for day 325. So went to the gym, decided let's just go maximal effort. Time of the gym attendance for myself was 10:30 p.m. So it was quite late in the evening. I left the gym at about 11:15. It's just a super duper short workout where I did some pull-ups, some bench movements, some calf raises, and a little tiny bit of core movement as well, which I don't believe I recorded. So I'll run a voiceover shortly for the actual video itself. I'm not a master at all in the pull-ups. There are others out there who have achieved, I believe, mastery of the pull-ups. Until I can start talking about the body functionality, the biomechanics behind the pull-ups, the muscle groups associated, the risk factors included with conducting and performing the pull-up itself, then yeah, I ain't no master. I guess it's kind of like with martial arts. So take Taekwondo for example. I used to always think just because you're a black belt, because you're a black belt, you're the master of Taekwondo. No, that's so wrong. That is essentially, from my understanding now, obtaining your black belt in Taekwondo is essentially just passing your degree. Just because you've completed your degree doesn't make you a master of anything. You need to work and gain experience and exposure and understanding and all the other stuff involved with your degree. So that's the same with obtaining your black belt in Taekwondo. After you've completed your black belt, then you've got all those other, dans. I don't understand, but all I know is once you hit black belt, it just means you've passed essentially primary school, or yeah, pretty much past primary school, and the next stage is, you know, high school, and then further on then you get to university, blah blah blah. So, and not everyone achieves getting past that. You know, a lot of people can get up to a black belt status in martial arts, but don't progress further from there, because it does get significantly harder with your movements and what you need to remember, what you need to know, what you need to understand, and so forth. So I think that's the same with my pull-ups. Once I hit 50 pull-ups in a row, I'll claim that I have achieved my black belt. And I'm still learning on my journey, and I'm slowly mastering it, but I've yet to master it. And once I've become a master, I'm still not a master. I'm still learning, still achieving, still understanding, still working out what can happen, what can't happen, what's the best thing to do. There's so much data and information out there, some which is bogus and some which is like mint. So on that note, I'm walking away to get out of my car shortly to allow you to watch my video. So that's all for now. Peace, guys.
Alright, what's up, guys? So, day 325. So what's going on in my mind today at this point in time, or prior to going into my pull-ups? Well, let's be straight up honest today. I had actually got really angry with my kids tonight. You know, it's a whole pile of things that snowballed. They didn't eat their dinner and just weren't listening throughout the day, and yeah, I was tired and exhausted, etc., etc. And yeah, I got a little bit short with my daughter, and I raised my voice a little bit at her. Did she deserve it? Probably not to the extent where I raised it. It was probably a little bit uncomfortable for her to hear me, but I did later on, you know, I took him to bed and chilled him out and explained to him why I was angry and upset at them, and you know, my daughter was actually okay with that. I went back into her and she was happy. She gave me cuddles and told me she loved me and everything. So although there's something that shouldn't be made a habit, it's something that seems to have required to be done, and she understands what she did wrong, and you know, she's okay with that. But anyways, I went to the gym a bit upset and not happy with myself, given the fact that I lost it a little bit and raised my voice at my kids in a manner where I personally don't like to raise my voice at them. So a bit of a parenting 101. There is no 101 for parenting. It's hard work. So my mindset was all over the shop. I was a little bit emotional, which may have played to the point where I wasn't overly focused with my movement, and to achieve the 50 reps in a row, it wasn't potentially possible. And talking back in regards to specialising and mastering a movement, you know, these are the types of things that should come into play when mastering a movement, and wanting to know and how, knowing what to do and progress through these types of situations. You know, ways of clearing your mind prior to making a movement. Pull-ups themselves aren't too concerning, because they're not the type of movement that generally you injure yourself on, such as your squats and deadlifts. So a bit safer in that mode of action, but still nonetheless, it's something I need to consider in the future, and how I can overcome these types of thoughts, feelings, and mindsets. Obviously, the best thing to do is just not do it at all. Anyways, I'm going to move away from that topic now, because I just don't want to think about it right now. I'll have my own personal time and think about it. Just doing my air walk pull-ups, which I think are significantly improving. They're looking pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with them, especially this second set here where I'm pulling my motion there. That sounds wrong. Pulling my motion? Yeah, you know what I mean. My pull-up motion. And later on, I did start jumping onto some equipment where these are the newer equipment that is at the gym now. So this is the bench press essentially. It feels really good. It almost feels like a cable system, but it's plate loaded. It's got a whole pile of hydraulics and so forth, which make it so much nicer with the movement, and it feels really safe on the joints actually. It's got really good angles, and just the range of motion is quite good as well. So I think I'll be utilising these machines from now on, or predominantly from here on, with my lifts, especially my my flat bench press side of things, because I generally don't use a flat bench even with dumbbells most days. So I think this is a machine I'll utilise because it's got a great range of motion. Alright guys, so back into swing here. Sorry, just had some lunch just a moment ago, so broken up my little clip here. So adding a little bit more weight onto my movement there. It's just a simple 10 kilograms per arm there, just to add some extra resistance for me. I felt as though the 220s weren't essentially enough. So I just want to say quickly, with my movements right now for these bench presses themselves, I generally believe that I could have done probably 3 or 4 more reps. The reason why I didn't do those extra reps is because once I'm not as young as I used to be, and one thing I want to try and avoid as well is DOMS, so delayed onset muscle soreness. So I don't want to get sore through my chest, because essentially my everyday movement and activity will be slightly harder, and I don't want to make things harder for myself, pretty much. Yeah. Anyways, this is a super cool machine. I've never really used it before. I'm not sure if I'm using it right, but it feels as though it's hit my gastrocs pretty well. So it's the donkey calf raises. People used to do it back in the days with someone, generally a hot chick, sitting on the back of someone whilst doing this movement. But today we've got machines. It's great. That's all for now, guys. Peace.